fans, wherever you are, welcome once again to another great moment together to do this together. And of course, I must say it's a privilege to be on the MIC to talk and track stories, always breaking, always developing, and also always good to listen to in the world of sport. Like you know, it's one of the biggest markets in the world. Yes, you can take me to court for that. I don't care. Sports is the biggest or one of the biggest markets. And of course, it's time to look into stories already trending in different sports. Like I mentioned earlier, okay, let me keep my name, but the studio, we're actually transmitting live from the nation's capital. And if you just tune in your radio, this is Human Rights Radio 101.1. Of course, it's time, and I've got in the studio quickly before we go into business now. Great guys, core anchor this evening. Privileged to welcome Ted once again. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, Praise, it's been a weekend for a lot of people, but not weekend for us because talking sports is our game, and we're here because they're out there. So we have to be here to talk sports for the rest of them who are out there. And it's great to be here again. Of course, you did a nice job in the morning. I listened to you while I was snoring.
Well, but of course, Ted, you know, a lot of guys gave us a massive prediction what they expect to get from matches going on. Some correct, some incorrect.
Sometimes, Praise, most of our callers on this program, over time that we've listened to them call and predict based on some kind of attitudes they have developed in the sense that, okay, so people that are into some attitudes that we don't support on Human Rights Radio, things like gambling and betting, which we are against here as a policy from our station, they give us predictions based on what they think.
Yeah.
This game will be the outcome of this game, and this and that will be the outcome of this. But we don't support that here, but we still give them the opportunity to talk. We don't allow them to bet on air publicly, but they do still tactically, as sports persons as they are, they use sports to dribble in to find their way into still give their predictions. And that, of course, they did. Some of them came rightly true. Some were not. It has been a sporting week of surprises and a lot of big games, and of course we're doing the wrap of most of those games today on the program. Some of them didn't come true. Of course, some fans are grieving now. Some are still anticipating because big games are coming up, especially in the world of football and
boxing.
Boxing, especially tonight, will be a big game, which the outcome of that game will involve our brother, the Nigerian Anthony Joshua. Next, we're going to talk about it in the course of the game. Please lead you on that.
Of course, just hold our thoughts now. Let me also go to another great man in the studio. It's a delight, really, to welcome Uncle Lion. He's also here to talk sports this evening. Good to have you join us.
Thank you so much, Press.
Okay, let me keep it. There's something I want to say about him, okay? I will keep it. Arsenal fans, okay? Right. All right, I will keep that, okay? And now, of course, Ted just mentioned about boxing, and it's going to be a massive night to look forward to. Tonight, tomorrow morning, it's great for one boxer, Antonio Joshua, because the outcome of the result tonight will determine whose next opposition will be. And so, we'll start with boxing. But my producer is saying, Praise, come on, just go on a very short break. And just after that, we'll switch focus and we'll be heading straight to one of the biggest city in the United States of America. Okay, we'll be back. Just stick around. Just joined us now. Welcome once again to Human Rights Radio 101.1. My name is Press Alonga. I've got Ted and as well Uncle Lion in the studio. Now, it's about 17 minutes now, gone past 6. Maybe you're asking, okay, what will be today's date? Today's 3rd of March 2018. Now, let's switch focus and head straight, like I mentioned earlier, to one of the biggest cities in the United States of America. And that is in New York, where massive clash bouts expected to go down tonight. It's between Wade and Otis. And of course, the outcome of that game tonight will definitely talk more of Anthony Joshua, who will definitely be finding it to face one of them. Now, let me just give you a little bit of a background. The WBC, which is World Boxing, of course, a championship heavyweight champion, Deontay Wilder, is the longest reigning of any current title holder in his division, but his critics accuse him of never having tested himself against a top drawer challenger. That accusation ends in the early hours of Sunday because something must happen. Now, Lewis Ortiz is the man of heavyweight, southpaw, defensively proficient, and with a left hand that flies down the pipe. Nobody fights him unless they really have to. But Wilder has welcomed the opportunity. And so tonight is going to be Lewis Ortiz against Deontay Wilder. The champion from Alabama is, I will give you more statistics, 39-0. Let me keep it there. Now, Ted, let me come to you. Lewis Ortiz tonight against Deontay Wilder. It's a match to watch out for. It's 2 tonight in United States of America, New York precisely. What is your own expectation?
Well, praise to be honest with you. This is a match, a bout that has been long been awaited.
Exactly.
Ortiz has been so quiet. He's been training. He's like, we call him the underdog. He has admitted himself that he's an underdog in this game. But Wilder has been making all the noise about the fact that he wants to eat Anthony Joshua's heart. That's where his mind is, not even Ortiz today. And he has forgotten the fact that Ortiz is also undefeated.
Exactly. A strong challenger.
A strong challenger. Okay, all right. So Ortiz is slightly shorter, behavior in stone category. Wilder is taller than him and faster on the punches. But Ortiz is slow. He defends himself. He allows you to come onto him. You throw the punches. He dodges like a legendary and a patron, I would say, Muhammad Ali of blessed memory. He will allow you to do all the running on the tarmac, on the canvas, and then he takes his time. He gives you one hook, and you are down on the canvas. It's a KO. Wilder does a lot of that, but he has forgotten that Ortiz is also undefeated. Wilder is undefeated as well. So in their fights, of course, they have had a lot of competition in terms of statistics between them. They are both a match for themselves. But Anthony Joshua's concern in this fight is the fact that he is fighting, I think on the 31st of this month against Parker.
Yeah.
But Wilder is making noise that he wants Anthony Joshua. He is willing to fight Anthony Joshua.
Okay, Ted, yes. I want you to still keep Anthony Joshua because we're going to still come to that,
yes,
shortly. Like you mentioned, I think till the way that it's got to be careful. Take it one fight at a time.
Sure.
You must beat your opposition tonight before you think of fighting Joshua.
That is a problem he has now, Praise. I will tell you, tonight is the night he should be concentrating on this night. He has gone to the media to make noise about the fact that he wants to fight AJ ahead, not about the fact that he's facing Ortiz tonight, and this is a dangerous guy to meet in the ring.
Okay, now let's talk about, because you mentioned about the statistics. Now, Deontay Wilder against Lewis Ortiz, although, guys, for Deontay Wilder is 32-year-old. He has fought 39 times. Okay, he has won 39 fights.
Yes.
So he's got that bragging right, isn't it? Now, by knockout, he has won 38. No draw by that calculation, no loss. Now, and in 112 rounds, is about 6 and 7 of height, in meters. Now, to Lewis Ortiz, he is 38-year-old, 6 years older than Deontay Wilder.
Yeah.
He has fought 28 times. He has also won all 28 fights, like you mentioned, undefeated.
Undefeated,
now,
both
24 by knockouts, okay? No loss, no draw. He has spent 123 minutes on the ring, while Deontay Wilder has spent 112. So he's got more time in the
Longer
ring.
time on the ring.
You could say he's got maybe better strength now.
He had lower
in that regard.
KO. That's what they call knockout in boxing.
Yeah,
KO.
yeah. Of course.
Deontay Wilder.
Knockout.
And yet he has a higher record in terms of, if you talk about somebody who sustained himself in the ring, on the canvas for long, and has that strength to last. You're thinking of longevity. So if this fight drags into rounds, like, okay, it's not a KO for any of them, and it drags into rounds like 8, 9, what will be the fate of Deontay Wilder that thinks KOs are the best ways for him to win matches? So if a boxer decides to drive you over the rounds, you think you can have a KO, a knockout, in 4 or 5 rounds, and the other opponent decides to dodge, evade you, you keep running around.
It becomes a problem.
And then he gives you body shots until you get tired. He gets to the 7th, the 8th, and the 9th round. What do you do? Then you're tired. That's when he comes out with some punches, the uppercuts,
of course, the jabs,
the hooks, and the jabs and everything.
Said now, let's listen to what they are saying ahead of this game tonight. Now, for Deontay Wilder, he says, and I quote: "Everybody knows who has the power. Everybody knows who has the power to beat anyone at any given time. In the first round of 15 seconds." Into the 12th round, I have that ability to do anything I want. You know one thing about boxing, I've got to love the sport for the confidence and the hype that comes from these guys. Even when you are not good, give yourself that confidence. And that is what he said. He said, I have that ability to do anything I want. Goodness.
It's only hype. Don't forget Mike Tyson.
Of course, Muhammad Ali.
Mike Tyson will tell you, let's all go far. Let's come back to our own partially here. He'll tell you,
okay,
I'll punch you in the first round, arrange you in the second round, physically humiliate you in the 3rd round, and then knock you out in the 4th round because I have my Bende insurance. You add that to all.
Okay, now let me talk of Lewis Ortiz. He said, I have no worries at all about being the underdog. He admitted now. Yes. I will knock Deontay Wilder out. I am here to win the heavyweight championship of the world. Winning the belt is the only thing on my mind. Now, for those who don't know these guys, just quickly before we open the phone lines, if you want to talk about this, because for some boxing fan, and also I would just like Uncle Lion to have a thought on this. But let me tell you about Deontay Wilder. He was born October 22nd, 1985. He is an American professional boxer. He has held the World Boxing heavyweight title since 2015, and in doing so, he became the first American world heavyweight champion in 9 years, which was the longest period of time in boxing history without an American heavyweight champion. Okay, like we mentioned, we've talked about much about him. He's an American, born October 22nd, 1985. He's 32-year-old. His medals record at men amateur boxing representing United States of America. And he won a bronze in 2008 Beijing at heavyweight. I recall in that 2008, it was Anthony Joshua that won the gold. So he came third. Now, quickly, let's go to Lewis Ortiz because of time. He was born March 29, 1979. He is a Cuban professional boxer. He held the WBA interim heavyweight title. Now, the full meaning of WBA is World Boxing Association, okay? From 2015 to 2016. He originally won it in 2014, but this first reign was nullified via no contest when he was stripped of his title due to failing a drug test. So, okay, more from him. In 2005 in Moscow, he won the silver at heavyweight level. He has represented Cuba, so I'm sure the Cubanians will be absolutely glad if he wins this tonight. They will be watching fight. It's all about Cuban against an American.
Don't forget that in one of his speeches, pre-bout statements that he made, he said he's doing this for himself and for Cuba as a country. And don't forget, Cuba has produced most of the excellent boxers
of the world. So
even in Olympic history.
Now, I will come straight to, okay, let me come to Uncle Lion. I mean, it's a development. I think we're just going to link this to Anthony Joshua after predictions here. Okay, I mean, with all these statistics now, who do you think's got a bragging right tonight, or who do you think will come out top? Both boxers failed to lose any game, so it shows their strength. They've won all their fights. Okay. So
let me tell you before Lion talks. Let me tell you Lion was telling me that Wilder is making too much noise in the media. Let you continue from there. That's what you're telling me.
Yeah. I think we are in the new generation of boxers now. You remember? I think you can remember what Anthony Joshua did to Klitschko.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm expecting tonight.
From who now? Who
From Wilder. From Wilder.
Okay,
Yeah.
Wilder to knock off Otis.
Yes.
For you, Wilder to beat Otis. Do you agree with that, Ted?
I think it's not going to be a knockout. It's going to be a judge's decision as far as I'm
Okay.
concerned. Because
After 12 rounds, you mean?
All right.
yes, it could be, or it will be called off at some point where one of them is
Maybe,
critically
yeah.
injured.
Okay.
But
Okay.
I think Wilder will injure Ortiz at some point, but it's going to drag long.
So, okay, in summary, you're going for Weather, you're going for Wilder.
Yeah.
Oh, dear. Who is doing this for Otis tonight? Okay. It
Okay,
might just be-
I changed my mind. I changed my
Maybe
mind.
it could be for the callers. But okay, before we leave this boxing, I still want, because we are going to track a lot of football and I want our attention to be more on football.
Sure.
Okay.
But because of Anthony Joshua's issue, Wither's making noise. But like we said, let's let him take it one after the other. But let's assume now that Wither wins tonight and he has a good fight or already proposed bout with Anthony Joshua come reality. Do you think he can stand Anthony Joshua anytime soon?
I think Wilder is a good puncher. He's quick. He's very, very quick for
I
the punches.
absolutely agree with you.
And he's tall, but Joshua is calm. Joshua takes his time.
And is more
Technical.
That
He
is the
watches
word.
you. He allows you to come onto him. He plays defensively. He boxes defensively. But when he becomes aggressive, he becomes
he
oppression.
hits you, exactly.
He hits you. You come at him. He dodges you without defending himself. Boxing is a game where you protect yourself with your
Yeah.
gloves and everything, and then he defends himself straight off without doing anything. And then when you throw the punch like Muhammad Ali used to do, he will just bend over and you throw a punch, and that's a mistake. He gives you a jab and an uppercut, and nobody believed that he could beat Klitschko. Nobody ever thought. They just thought this young boy who if he lost that fight, they would have told us
It
a
could have
a Nigerian boy
Yeah.
who boxed in Britain, in the UK.
Yes.
Let me not even say Britain. The UK was defeated by Ukrainian, but since he won, he became
A
British man.
And to be honest, that was the beginning. And I would just link that to Uncle Lion. That was the beginning of a progressive scene. He's been doing it before.
Yes.
That Klitschko brought him to limelight because remember, Klitschko for 13 years was undefeated. Unfortunately for Klitschko, he was aging and he wasn't very considerate because 2 years before the fight last year, he lost to a boxer. I just want to remember his name now.
The two brothers had all the bets in that weight
No,
category.
they did for years. But
And the mom wanted not to fight each other, so they couldn't
Yeah.
challenge themselves.
No,
so they
no
waited
problem
for
about
other
that.
people to come and
no problem
challenge them
about
to
that.
fight.
There's this American boxer. Somebody could just help me out. He knocked, in 2015 November precisely. He defeated Klitschko,
Yeah.
and it was at a point.
I think that wasn't Floyd.
No, it wasn't.
No,
I just forgot now. I know. Remember as we continue
Yeah.
talking. He ran into troubles, drugs. It was tested. Even now, his issuance of boxing certificate has been taken away from him. So it's on that is a case for another day. But let's do that link up because, like you mentioned, that fight brought him to limelight, and ever since Anthony Joshua fought Klitschko,
That's never looked
all
back.
other fights were whitewashed and stroll in the park.
Yeah.
And so for Wither, like we mentioned, he's got to be careful. He's got to knock off this guy tonight because if he loses this fight, Joshua could just make a mess that if you can't beat Otis, why face me?
Yeah.
But then he shouldn't forget as well. Tonight he should be breathing and dreaming, and all right now maybe he's resting right there in the United States in Texas. By the way, funny enough, Praise, that is not the heaviest boxing arena. If you want to have the biggest boxing arena in the world, it's Las Vegas. It's Las Vegas.
Yeah,
where the
no,
whole
of
thing-
course.
Las
But
Vegas.
this is Texas to show you
Yeah,
that it's just
yeah.
a fight, a step to getting into Vegas.
Yes.
And the promoters, Don King, who has controlled
And
boxing
Eddie
promotion.
Hearn, you've got to give it to those guys. Those guys
Eddie
are
Hearn-
crazy.
Eddie Hearn has stepped in to become the next
Those
big
guys-
Don King, but Don King has controlled anything America into the Cubans. He's managing a lot of
Yeah.
those Cubans, even in his aging
Yeah.
years. Eddie Hearn is doing that
Yeah.
in Europe and wants to unify all the best boxers in
Yeah.
Europe, especially
Yeah.
British boxers.
Yeah.
He wants to bring in Amikan. He wants to bring our own Okolie into
He
his
has even
camp.
he's not like already now they're there. But
So-
it's just that gradual progress.
So
Okay,
we're looking at that. But then something else before you wrap up boxing. Tyson Fury has started a very horrible routine to train. He's training like a wrestler. He's running
Tyson,
up
you just mentioned the guy I wanted to talk about. Tyson Fury is the guy that knocked off Vlad Klitschko. Yes, that's the guy I'm talking about.
He's a Brit. He's training with logs on his shoulders, running up hills inside this cold weather in Europe that has cancelled a lot of football games.
But
he's
let me
running
also
inside the snow with logs on his shoulders, preparing because the British boxing control has returned his license, pending if he's clean to fight again because he tested positive.
And I think the only guy now for Tyson Fury is Anthony Joshua. Absolutely.
That's
and I think
right.
that's going to be the biggest if something to come by before. I want to see the fight happen before the end of 2018.
But
I agree with you, Press. Yeah.
But somebody has challenged him. Manny Pacquiao, who is now a senator in Philippines, came out to say if Tyson Fury wants to fight, he should invite him.
Manny Pacquiao, no.
And Floyd
For me,
Mayweather
Anthony Joshua against Tyson Fury is a guy I think should be the biggest fight.
It's a real deal.
We've seen Manny Pacquiao against the Money Man,
Mayweather.
Floyd
Mayweather, yes.
We've seen Pacquiao. Come on, Pacquiao, be a senator. I still want Pacquiao to come out to fight, maybe later. But now, when you say the gleams. Now, it should be Anthony Joshua at Tyson Fury when being cleared.
That's the guy everybody wants.
Tyson Fury himself would love to have a taste of who Anthony Joshua is.
But the secret you have to know is that is where the money lies. Anybody who fights at AGA, that's where the money lies.
That
we
is
split
it.
it. 100 naira, you carry 60 naira, I carry 14 naira.
But now Anthony Joshua already is, building that because now, like I said, the progressive growth in terms of his audience, in terms of the attention he's got from his fans, what he's been doing is also in that respect to come and buy whatsoever $1,000 ticket to come and watch him. But let me just, before we leave here, let's quote some guys really talking about this. Dillian White, these guys are actually rivals, and he said, we don't know how good Otis Chin is, and we don't know whether Chin is not also as good as it could have been. So someone is going to get knocked out. I mean, he was just neutral there, isn't it?
Sure.
Now, Gerald Miller said, if Otis can take a couple of shots and land his counter shot, then it might be a long night for Deontay. Absolutely a good point there.
Yeah.
Now, some expert, Carl Frosch, is saying, I can see without being a bit cagey for the first few rounds, because even if I'm not a fan of Otis, he can actually box and go into 12 rounds. Like
that's
what you mentioned.
That's my fear, because if he drags into
12
longer rounds, it's going to be praise. You are going to have a long night tonight watching that game, because if Otis can drag him,
that is what I want to see.
If Otis can drag him into 4 rounds, you're going to have a long night watching that bout.
That is what I want to see. I rate Deontay Wilder for taking this fight, because Otis was avoided like the plague by almost every top heavyweight in the world. The rewards weren't big enough. That's coming from Johnny Nelson. And finally, Tony Bellew said, above all, Otis is the better all-round fighter. Wilder is the better and bigger athlete. But does he have the bigger boxing brain?
Tony
I'm
Bellew,
not sure. I love this.
Praise Tony Bellew will say that. You know why? Tony Bellew, Joseph Parker, Deontay Wilder, and the guys who want to fight Anthony Joshua. Some of them not for the category, but for the money, because they are qualified to step into the heavyweight. So they are looking for a way to get into the heavyweight. So Bellew will say that in defense of, in a way, sarcastically, to mock Deontay Wilder. And then the other way around, if you read the statement, read in between the lines, he's saying two things. He's talking about Wilder, he's talking about Otis. So he's sitting on the fence. Technically, his statement, he's not supporting anybody.
Okay, maybe before we switch focus, because a lot of fans that must have listened to this would love to say one or two things. Let's give them a chance for the next 3 minutes. Please, just keep it breezy. We want to do a lot of football, okay? 081-899-91011. That's the line to call. Studio line once again is 081-8999-1011. Not to miss out. 081-8999-1011. Of course, it's the Saturday sports show, also the stadium sports show, and we're talking boxing. We will switch focus to football in the jiffy, but let's get your reaction. Lewis Otis against Deontay Wilder tonight. Someone on the line. Hello, welcome to the show. Hello. Oh, there, we lost him. Please try to call us back. 081-8999-1011. That is the line to call. 081-899-91011. Hello. Can you hear me?
That must be a football fan trying to comment about boxing, or a boxer who is supporting Ortiz and thinks we are supporting Deontay Wilder.
All right, guys, still hit us on the line. Sorry, I believe the line it will connect. Hello. Okay, you're live on air now. Hello, tell us your name.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah?
Okay, please. I hope you have been listening to us.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, we've been talking about Luis Ortiz tonight, a Cuban boxer against Wilder Deontay tonight, an American. So, what are you looking forward to? Okay, I want to pick us. Lines acting off. Okay, not to miss out again. 08189 991011. Okay, my producer is saying, press. It's time to switch focus. Let's go on a break. And when we return, we'll be tracking games going down in the Premier League, where teams like Everton are already having a bad day. The likes of Swansea City already having a good moment. And Liverpool against Newcastle United is on and running. We will give you more shortly after this break. Stay with us. From that particular one, we are going for another quick one, okay? I mean break, but if you just joined us and you're listening and you're like, what station is this? This is Human Rights Radio 101.1, and we are transmitting live from the nation's capital. I mean the capital of Nigeria, Abuja. And it's time for call to prayer. We'll do that now. And just after that, okay, so stay tuned. Just after that, we'll start to break more stories. This time, live games going down across different match centers. So please, just stick around. We'll be back shortly. Now, I expect you to be waving your hands just as that song was actually going. I was doing that here in the studio, except for those driving, okay? But if you're in the car, maybe you're at home, I expect you to actually dance along with that tunes. That is beautiful. If you just joined us once again, welcome to Human Rights Radio 101.1. It is a weekend sports show, and it's a massive house now because a damsel just walked in. A co-anchor, of course, on this show. Okay, let me keep that, okay, because I will come to her. Now, like I mentioned earlier, and of course, I've still got Ted, our co-anchor, and our guest tonight in the studio, Uncle Lion. Now, we said we'll be switching focus from boxing. We've talked about boxing. If you missed it, again, Lewis Ortiz tonight against Deontay Wilder. Tonight's fight at New York, okay? So it's a fight to watch out for, and that could lead to another fight against Anthony Joshua. I mean, who wins? We're already looking forward to facing Anthony Joshua. Now, let's go to games already going down now. If you're Liverpool fans, maybe we should start with your own particular game. No, let's go to full results from the Premier League. Like, you know, Burnley 2, Everton 1. That was the early kickoff. And that game went down at about 1:30. Burnley 2, Everton 1, Leicester City 1, Bournemouth 1. These games are done and dusted. Southampton played out a goalless draw against Stoke City at St. Mary's. At Liberty Stadium, Swansea 4, West Ham United 1. Goodness. Tottenham Hotspur 2, Huddersfield Town 0, Watford 1, West Bromwich Albion 0. And one game in the Premier League is on and running. 18th minutes of action. Liverpool 0, Newcastle United 0. At Anfield Stadium, the home of Liverpool, Newcastle United, manager traveling back to his former side. Okay, let me start with Ted. Ted, let's start with the first game. Burnley against Everton. Again, Burnley showing how strong they are at home under Sean Dyche. Now beating Everton, Sam Allardyce's side, by 2 goals to 1. 2 goals to 1.
Praise Burnley they don't only show that they're strong at home. You fans and you viewers there know that Burnley started this season on a big note.
Yeah.
They have caught up all the big teams.
I think they're the best team this season.
They have been among the
From
teams
the-
that came down
yeah.
from the Championship
Yeah.
into the Premier League. They have done amazingly well. They dealt with Arsenal. They dealt with Chelsea. So getting up against Everton that have been struggling. Even though the Big Sam knows how to come to teams that are struggling to get them out of relegation, and then he disappears, gets off the radar, you don't see him again, and then suddenly you see Big Sam again. But that's the Everton story. They have their own part of the deal. They have been struggling to sustain themselves in the league. Burnley is a big thing. Sean Dyche has been a very humble, quiet coach. I wonder why nobody's talking about him taking over at Arsenal to take over from Wenger. But
You've given us a talking point. Hold that thought there. Just hold that thought there. Because of time, we'll go to the next game. Leicester City 1, Bournemouth 1. Okay, let me go to Uncle Lion on this. Leicester City playing out a 1-1 draw against Bournemouth. Again, at home, it's almost shocking because Bournemouth actually scored first before Leicester City came to equalize and salvage a point for this at King Power Stadium in their home fans. So Leicester City won the league. All of a sudden, there's been that drop. Is that something we should expect from them? And for Bournemouth, getting played on a 1-1 draw, is it a decent result, really, for the Cherries, who are the Bournemouth, and for the Foxes, Leicester, who are at home this time out? What do you think?
Praise, I think it's a decent result.
For who now?
Yeah, for both of them, because irrespective of the fact that Leicester won the Premier League 2 years ago,
Yeah.
that doesn't make them a big side.
yeah.
You know, I think it was.
because they're not playing that you are having.
No.
No, it's right. They are not a big side.
I know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah,
you
they are
know,
not
you
a
know,
big side.
Remember,
if they were not a big side, they wouldn't have won at all the Premier League.
No, please.
Ted, wait.
Ted,
Ted, hold on. Ted,
Ted.
hold on. You want to be giving us a
But it's
lot
the
of
truth.
questions. Okay,
But it's the
I will
truth.
come to
It's the
now.
truth.
Talk. Okay, so
Ted,
that
yes.
is the damsel.
It's the truth. truth.
That is the damsel
Let
in
me
the
land,
studio.
let me
Okay, hold
land.
on. Oh, just hold on. That is damsel in the studio now.
Okay.
I'm sure you've heard that voice. Okay, that is Happy Mary. Good to have you. I just, I kept that really. I kept that, but now good to have you in the studio.
Thank you.
And of course, the show just kicked started. Okay, just a little missed. Now, okay, land. I want you to land because
Okay. In my own point of view,
yeah,
Leicester
yeah,
coming from the relegation,
yeah.
they were not no team to be reckoned
Will.
with. Are you getting me?
Yeah.
So I think based on the fact that Chelsea, they were having problem with Mourinho, who was the coach by then.
Yeah.
Manchester City,
Yeah.
there was no collaboration in their team. Arsenal, inconsistent side.
So
I
they,
think
they got that chance
there
to win
was
the league.
nobody. Alex Ferguson just left Manchester United.
Absolutely.
So they
No, let him land. Tell
know-
I love the I love the
But
person.
I actually like his analysis.
Because
I
he's giving-
actually like his
because
analysis.
he's
giving
giving a
details.
point.
Yes,
Yeah,
he's
I'm
giving
telling
details.
you.
Nobody.
Wait.
They won't because there's nobody.
No, Ted. Someone like me who has been in this league for so many years now, I knew that Leicester were not going to do anything in the following season where the expectation will come, where the pressure will be on them.
Why?
Are you getting me?
No, because because of time, we'll still talk more about this randomly. I want us to also keep it there and look at the next game because there's a lot of game. Southampton against Stoke. Okay, that game ended, goalless. They played out a goalless draw at St. Mary's. Now, Southampton has been a side that have been very good at a mid-table side, but all of a sudden they sell star players. Okay, will you say they are losing the grip of holding on their top star, and that is what is hurting them? Now, I think if I'm not mistaken, this should be the fourth draw in last 5 games.
They're not regretting anything, Spirit.
So, did you think it's a good result against
Southampton
Stoke?
as a Marys against
Yes.
Stoke? Stoke go away to win at big
But
teams.
Stoke has
is
been very poor this season as
they have
well.
been poor, but it's a hard-fighting team, hard physical team that has produced very big players that clubs buy of. Southampton has decided to make themselves a feeders team, an academy to so many other big clubs. They bring up players get good. They have been a feeder team to Liverpool. They have given a lot of their players out.
Yeah.
So it's not for them. It's not as long as they don't go into relegation. Let me tell you there are some of these things. You were talking about Swansea that had a very massive result today, 4 goals that they scored. There are some teams that don't go down below, let me say 15th on the table. As long as you are between 10th and 14th or 15th or 16th, they're comfortable. And certainly falls within that category of teams that play within that range.
You're
There are
right.
spoilers. They can come into the top flight, having problems, creating problems for those who are going into Europe, both those qualifying for Europa and those qualifying for Champions League, especially towards the end of the league. And this is March. The weather in Europe is freezing.
Very cold.
It's not friendly again, and they're taking advantage of that because they have some weather within their area that is slightly better than the other sides, and they'll take advantage of that. But my shock is the fact that against Stoke, they couldn't achieve a result.
Exactly, because why I'm saying this, I remember their last game. They actually sometimes they actually played out. I think a draw in their last game, and Stoke at home should be, just take that chance and perhaps win. But
Play in front of your fans, the fans, screaming fans that are happier than the players themselves and everything.
I felt okay. Like I was saying, it was against Burnley. They played out a 1-1 draw, against Burnley, and that was a game I felt they should win. But like you said, Stoke
but then that was like a loss to Burnley because Burnley has been on a winning streak.
All
They
right,
have been
let me
amazing.
come to Uncle Lion because the Damsel is going to talk about Liverpool Newcastle, so we'll give that for you. Now, let me come to Uncle Lion. Let's look at Swansea 4, West Ham United 1. A shocking result for you or no?
Not really, not.
Swansea,
Swansea has been consistent.
since they got a new
They have
coach.
been winning their games.
Yeah,
Remember, they have beaten Arsenal this season.
Not too long.
They have beaten Liverpool this season.
Not even
so
so long.
beating West Ham is not a surprise. Are you hearing me? So
But let's now look at West Ham side because it was a season. It was a team that a lot of people last season. They were good enough to compete for a Europa League. They were almost like the class of Everton as out of the time. But at a point, key players left the team. They allow a lot of these black players to move away from the club. And all of a sudden, they are not getting results. Now, do you think, what I would just ask Ted is this, because Ted, I think you want to talk, but in very quick succession, because we still have much games to talk about. Do you think West Ham United could escape a drop zone this season? Are they fit or deserving to be fighting relegation battle?
Thanks for using the word deserving. I'm using the word deserving as well as you borrowed it to me because they don't deserve for deciding to come out to be racial against black players of African descent. Black players of African descent. Not even the Arabian players of African descent, black players of African descent, and saying they're not going to sign any African players again that are black. They sold out two. They sold out one of their brothers, but they still have 4 more there left in the club. David Moyes came out, who was brought in to salvage the team. He has been a failure in coaching, apart from what he did at Everton. He was moved to Manchester United, didn't do anything. He went over to Spain, things got bad. He became a sports pundit like us sitting here analyzing sports. It didn't work. West Ham had to go and look for him to come and salvage the team. So they are no longer a big team to be reckoned with in Europe. And if they if they get into relegation, I would prefer, if I had the authority to switch teams.
Yeah.
I'll move Swansea to where West Ham is and West Ham to where Swansea is.
Okay, let me come to Uncle Mary because I will leave Ted with that thought. He mentioned David Moyes, and he talked about, his spot on, he's just spot on, on his analysis concerning his progress.
Yeah.
He's been, even when he got the job, a lot of people were saying, David Moyes shouldn't have been given that job. But do you think he can succeed? And do you see any resurrection coming from West Ham, the Hammers? Because today they've been Hammers, just like their name, Hammer. Yeah, it's for you.
Okay. David Moyes.
Yeah.
The David Moyes of Everton
is not the same.
Is no more the same man we know.
He's dead and buried.
Honestly, whoever that advised Moyes to leave Everton did not help him.
It's not a big place now, Man U.
Honestly.
Okay, let's move on and let's quickly look at. I will still come to you, Uncle Lion.
Yeah.
Let's look at Tottenham because of time and Huddersfield Town. It ended 2-0.
Okay.
Is the expected scoreline Tottenham to win? I will still give you goal scorers. We're just analyzing the game now.
Okay.
Do you think it's a match? It's a good one for Tottenham. Already now fighting because that match still leave them fourth despite victory. Yeah. But they've closed the gap on Liverpool. They're on the same point.
Okay.
And they are still fourth and just 1 point adrift second place side. So is that a decent result to go home with?
Fantastic. Having to do with the results or waiting for the results between Chelsea and Manchester City.
It's good for
tomorrow,
them.
Which is I think tomorrow should be called Super Sunday.
We'll come
the Super Sunday where we have Atletico facing Barcelona in Spain.
Just keep that.
Then,
just keep that.
Now,
because we've got that.
Okay. Now I think yeah. Okay.
Mercy, my guy, my father's guy.
I think what Tottenham has done.
I've been crushing for ages.
Mercy.
Tottenham did not have any other option than to win that match because Chelsea are coming after them.
I think
so. They really don't need to qualify for Champions League.
I agree with you. Huddersfield shouldn't be a threat at home, and 2-0 is a perfect result. Back to you, Ted. Now, Watford against West Bromwich Albion. Just be brave. They won that one goal to 0. Again, Watford salvaged a result in their last game, and it seems for me to be a resurgent side. Do you agree with that?
I agree with you because West Brom is suffering from a lot of things. One, the coach coming out to defend the fact that 4 players, when they went after the defeat to Chelsea, went to Spain to chill off, broke out of a coffee from a hotel and went to a nightclub and had to steal a car to come back to the hotel. It's still affecting them, yes, because the club is still under investigation. The players have to be sent to Spain to be tried for theft and robbery and assault. So the club is suffering a lot of things off pitch, and these are 4 key players.
Okay.
4 key players. So it's a result they deserve based on their conduct off pitch. It's a distraction for them. They deserve it.
Okay, fantastic. And now, you just a prediction because it's 37 minutes of action. Liverpool playing out a goalless draw against Newcastle United. I knew it. It's going to be a difficult game. But let me come to Happy Mary. Just a prediction from you. Liverpool, Newcastle. Who do you think could win this? It's still goalless now. Do you see a draw? Do you see any victory for any side? Liverpool to win for you, Newcastle to win. It's just 37 minutes of action, so we've got another 45 minutes to go. And so
I think Liverpool. I go with Liverpool.
Liverpool, they are home. I agree with you. They've been having better chances. I won't ask them because They might get that right, but it's good. Let's go to Italian Serie A before we talk about that big game and before I open the phone lines for guys. And I will also give information about those that got those goals in those games we talked about. Spal got 1-0 better against Bologna today. That was brilliant. And Lazio at halftime against Juventus. A massive game. It's still goalless. Ted, quickly. Lazio Juventus, goalless after first half. Isn't it what someone should expect? Of course, Lazio is playing very well now.
Lazio, Inter Milan, AC Milan, Roma, Juventus, and Napoli have been teams to watch out for. But for Lazio to hold Juve to a draw is surprising. But Juventus have not been in their best shape.
Absolutely
correct. Buffon has not recovered from what happened to him losing out at the World Cup and not performing well in their Champions League matches. He has been like a second fiddle in the team. So any result at the end of the match, if Juventus lose, I won't be surprised because Lazio is a tough team. When you come to Italy, Lazio has been there for years. They know how to spoil the top teams, even though sometimes they don't qualify for the top four.
Exactly, or major tournament. Okay, and Napoli tonight against Roma. That game will be by 8:45. Just to Uncle Lion. Napoli, Roma, 8:45 tonight. Yeah. It's another big game. Who could take this for you? Napoli top with 69 points already on the log, while Roma is fifth. They drop down with 50 points. Just about quality points adrift. Almost, it's huge, really. It's almost like 19 points. But do you think Napoli will just consolidate tonight?
Napoli, I tipped them to win the Italian Serie A this season. I don't like a situation whereby Juventus they will continue
They've
winning.
Won it 5 times,
they will
for goodness
win
sake.
it consistently as if there's no other person on ground. So I'm impressed.
Yeah.
Napoli, they deliberately went out of the Europa League to come back to face the league. So I give them that. I want them to win the league this season.
Are you a match fixer?
Yeah, no.
Just leave Lion. Now as his name implies. Now let's go to Spanish La Liga. Yes, okay. Villarreal played losing to Girona. In fact, they lost to Girona. Absolutely condemnable result for the fans of Villarreal. It's not go well with them tonight. They lost 2-0 to Girona. Girona playing well. Absolutely good. A side that just came back from relegation. And also part of the Catalonia, Girona, España, Barcelona, they are all Catalonia and also in the same city, Barcelona. Okay, we'll also go to other games. Let's quickly look at Sevilla defeating Athletic Bilbao 2-0 and 39 minutes. Deportivo La Coruna playing out a 1-1 draw against Eibar. Let's go to other leagues before we come to the big one. And before that, actually, Comfort, I promise that I will give out some information about those that actually scored goals today. Sports 2, Huddersfield 0. Min Son scored the second goal after heading a superb hurricane cross past Jonas Alias from the edge of the 6-yard box. Also, in Swansea, let's try to get those that got those goals. Jordan, are you actually stuck his penalty into the bottom left-hand corner to add to Swansea's tally? He struck the 4th goal for them in the 63rd minute. Like Ted mentioned, it's not a good one for West Ham at all. And Willie Hugo's puts Troy Deeney clean throw. Again, Troy Deeney scoring in the 77th minute. And that was enough to give Watford 1-0 victory against West Bromwich Albion at Vicarage Road. What a fine finish, clinical from the edge of the box. Okay, let's still give you more. Like I mentioned, Spurs are unbeaten now in 11 Premier League matches. Absolutely brilliant. The defenses prevail in a hard-fought draw at South Coast, where Southampton played at a goalless draw with Stoke City. Like I mentioned, late drama. It was at Leicester City's home, where Mahrez gets a late goal from a free kick, and that was enough to salvage a point against Bournemouth. That goal was scored in 90th plus 7 minutes. Absolutely something. It was a late equalizer deep into stoppage time to cancel out Joshua King's penalty for Bournemouth. It was, now let me give you the 4 players that actually scored for Swansea. Keane, Van der Hoon, King, and Ayew. Okay, these are the 4 players that actually scored. And let's go to somewhere else now where we'll be getting some reactions from games are going down. I still want to give more about Newcastle. Mo Salah has been watching Liverpool games now. He's been brilliant, but not able to score any goal in that particular game. Okay, we're still trying to get some more information in French League on Troy Newell, Paris Saint-Germain 2, full-time expected. But unfortunately, they are not all these small team. Now this kind of team that they beat. They meet Real Madrid. No problem. Amiens against Renault will be tonight by 8. Angon against Green Camp. Metz against Toulouse. And 10-10 against Dijon. Let's go to one more league. Leganes playing goalless draw against Malaga. Real Madrid against Getafe tonight. Is there any big deals to watch out for? Getafe against Real Madrid by 8:45. Is it a match to really for any Real Madrid fan to be worried about at home?
Yeah, praise. What I know about the match is Real Madrid will come out victorious, but they are going to concede goal.
Okay, in that game.
Yes.
All right. Now, I think it's time to actually go to tomorrow's games. But as much as we're doing that, I'll be opening the phone line 081-8999-1011. 081-8999-1011. Please hit us and talk about these games are going down. I know you're waiting. 081-8999-1011. Hello, welcome to the show. Hello. Please try to call us back. 081-8999-1011. That's the studio line to call. Please have your say on Human Rights Radio 101.1. 081-8999-1011. That's the studio line in the studio. We're talking of Premier League games. Now let's go to the big games. Sunday games tomorrow. It's going to be Brighton Hove Albion against Arsenal. That game will be by 2:30. Arsenal fans, Brighton against your team. And by 5 p.m., Manchester City against Chelsea. What a match to watch out for. Let's start with Brighton Hove Albion against Arsenal. Let me go to Ted. Ted, Arsenal on Sunday, 3-0 deficits. Negative, just use any word.
For the past 3 games.
Against Man City.
Fail.
Again, they did that on Thursday night.
Mary has taken that from me, so I'll let Mary talk about that.
No, you talk about that. Okay, I'm coming to Mary. No,
Mary says something because she borrowed me some words.
Okay,
say
so
that again before I continue.
They've been new for the past 3 days. Excuse me. Arsenal, what up?
Okay, so against Brighton now, a lowly side. Almost like a lowly side.
Not a lowly side.
Almost like a lowly side.
They came from the Championship. They have proven themselves. They have proven their mantle. They are not struggling to stay up. They are not in the relegation zone. They are struggling. They are struggling to even find a way to see if they can. Don't forget that at some time in this season, Watford and Newcastle were occupying top 4 and top 5, 4th and 5.
Yeah.
Brighton were somewhere there between 7 and 9. They were struggling there before they started dropping. Their strength went down and all that. But one thing you should know is that some of these teams, the only thing they have to fight for is defeating the big teams.
Yeah.
And that gives them credibility. And this is March. We're stepping into April and May. These are months that contract negotiations start with the club, the management. And most players want to show off what they can do for the other teams to see that, okay, I am in this club, I'm playing in this club, but I'm not this bad. So when the season opens, the transfer window opens in the summer, you could sign me. It is allowed. It's not poaching. It's allowed for you to have conversations with players in these clubs. So Brighton players will be coming out to play against Arsenal that are dejected, having lost straight off, like Mary said, losing the finals of the Carabao Cup, losing against Ostend in the Europa Cup, losing again in the Premier League. I don't like what wants to talk, but I'm just pointing out to you that the fact is that Arsenal at this point is a sorry team. It's a very sorry team. It's time. I'm not saying Wenger out, no.
Okay.
But it got to a point when the likes of Beckham, Henry, Vieira, Sol Campbell, David Seaman had to leave.
Sorry, hold your thought. Hello. Hello, can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes. This is Benjamin calling from Live Camp.
Okay, Benjamin first. Are you driving?
No.
Okay, please, go ahead with your thoughts.
For the Chelsea-Manchester City game, I think it's a tough one. but I believe that Chelsea can, bring up a surprise that tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
And I believe that Chelsea is going to take the day by 2-1.
By 2-1. All right, thank you so much. Now, let's still continue with Arsenal because I think it's something. I don't know why I'm talking much about this Arsenal team.
It pay you the check for Liverpool, man, and it pay you for Bele because
But
Praise,
funny.
Yeah.
As much as Arsenal has
Yes.
been failing
Yeah.
straight, I actually feel they are going to win tomorrow.
Okay.
I go with Arsenal tomorrow.
Arsenal to
Yeah.
win tomorrow.
Yeah.
Praise.
Yes.
I disagree with Ted.
On what?
Yeah, I disagree with him.
Because he said Arsenal is finished.
Yeah,
Wait, number
Arsenal.
one, are you an Arsenal fan?
He's an Arsenal
Yes,
fan. He's
yes.
embarrassed.
Confirm your
Yes,
status.
I am.
Okay,
And
good.
he's embarrassed.
See,
Defend your team.
Arsenal will pick their form from tomorrow.
Amen.
They are going to
Amen.
pick their form from tomorrow. They have
Amen.
not been doing well all this while, but from tomorrow they are going to pick their form.
Amen.
Let's
I
go.
mean, okay. Now, we'll still talk about where they are on the log because Arsenal already lost out last season on the Champions League spot.
Yeah.
And now they're on the verge of losing out again. Okay, because, I mean, Chelsea itself are still fighting off top four.
Yeah.
So, but we'll come to that. You talk about Brighton. They are 12th. Actually, I just remembered now on the log. I think they've. Don't let me guess their point. I would try to check that out, but I know they are 12th on the log. Where Arsenal assist. Now, let's talk about Manchester City against Chelsea. The first leg, I've talked about this yesterday. Chelsea at home against Manchester City. It was Kevin De Bruyne's goal that separated the two sides. Although Man City was convincing in terms of their attack, their defensive strength, their passes in the middle of the park, their concentration and focus level, their interception and the rest. But Chelsea was a bit, lukewarm in that game. How do you expect Antonio Conte, or what would be your advice to him to, preparing for this game? Man City, we saw what they did to Arsenal.
Yeah.
Already, they need only 5 more games to win the league. Who will take this? Do you see a draw? A caller just mentioned now that he's giving it to Chelsea this time. So, do you agree?
My fellow London club, which is Chelsea.
Your neighbor.
Yeah, my neighbor. I think Chelsea, the highest they can do at the Etihad Stadium is for them to pick just 1 point.
Okay, so for you, that's going to be the best.
Yes. I don't.
Do you think Chelsea
I'm
is
sorry.
not,
I'm
do you
sorry.
Think, no, don't be sorry. Do
They
you think
cannot
Chelsea is
beat
not good enough to
Manchester
beat
City
Man City?
tomorrow.
Don't you think fatigue will set in? These are okay. Ted is going to speak on
want
this,
to say
and of
something
course,
too.
okay. Let me come to Damsel Happy Mary now. I mean, do you agree with Uncle Lion?
No, I disagree with him. I feel Chelsea are going to win tomorrow.
Away from home.
Yes.
What's
they
giving
will.
you that motivation? And
Because
that
the
spirit?
fact they know they are not playing in their environment, they
This
would put
time.
more effort,
and the fact that
to
they've lost.
ensure that
Yeah.
they beat them this time.
Okay, let's look at the permutation before I come to you, Ted. If Chelsea wins tomorrow, now they're on 5th on the log with 53 points. If they win, they graduate to getting 56 points. And that could just take them nowhere, although increase the chances of making the top 4, which I think at this moment Antonio Conte will be looking forward to. Why for Man City, if they win tonight, they would need just 4 more games? Wouldn't that be embarrassing if Man City wins this league 5-6 games before the end of the season? Ted, who is going to win this?
Funny enough, Praise, on this program the other day, D1 was here, Bucci was here, and I think Uncle Aminu was here. D1 said we should give the trophy to Man City in March, in the month of March. Yes, he said it here.
It's almost like that now.
And I asked him, like, I was the anchor that day. I asked him, like, D1, what do you mean? He said yes, they were going to win all of the games, and by March we should give them the trophy. But the thing is that, like Mary's thinking, Chelsea will be going away from home, and you're going to play a Man City that has played consistently, same squad, for a lot of games, and fatigue sets in. Don't forget that a couple of their players came back from injuries. They have been trying to make sure that they are in top form by trying to rest them during trainings and bring them in during games, which is a trick that some teams do not know they have been using. Guardiola accidentally said that during one of the press conferences. Antonio Conte's job is on the line, even though we don't talk about that as much as we talk about Arsenal. Arsene Wenger's Arsenal, and Zinedine Zidane in Real Madrid, coaches whose jobs are on the line. Conte is also on the line. Of course, if he doesn't win, they are calling him to come back to Italy to come and coach a national team, having disgraced himself, so not to qualifying for the World Cup since the World Cup started. So he might like to go back home to go and qualify Italy for the next World Cup. But then he has to prove himself at Chelsea because Mauricio Pochettino is also there at Tottenham doing very well. So we have a lot of Italian coaches around who are there who can take that place in Italy. But then coming to the Chelsea and Man City game, I think Chelsea will put all their hearts out. They just need to mark out 3 players. But which players do Chelsea have to mark out? That you need to take out Sané. You need to take out your own Chelsea's reject, Kevin De Bruyne, that they sent on loan and sold out, and then eventually he's the best guy performing.
It's hurting them now.
Performing now. And then you need to take out. Forget Kun Aguero. You need to take out David Silva. Leave the rest. Take out these guys and cut the supply of passes in the midfield to all the deadly finishers up front. But who will do that for Chelsea? Are you going to rely solely on N'Golo Kante, who is the only guy that understands how to run between triangles and intercept movements? Chelsea don't have players that understand that movement.
So,
but I'm looking at our own brother there. I'm talking selfishness as Nigeria. I want to see what you do tomorrow because this is a World Cup year, Victor Moses.
Victor Moses.
We have to see what you do.
I think our players must step up now. Okay, it's halftime now. Liverpool 1, Newcastle United 0. What a game that was. Now, I think for Liverpool fans, it's going to be a static moment. Salah strike just before halftime.
Wow.
And when you mentioned, Ted, about, one of the best players, you mentioned Kelvin De Bruyne. No, some guys will contest that. I think they are 2 in numbers, Mo Salah and Kelvin.
Yeah.
These 2 guys have been brilliant. And who do you think, before we go on a break now, is the best so far? It's a discussion. Guys, be set to hit us on the line on this particular one. Who is the best, Mo Salah or Kelvin De Bruyne? Mo Salah is an Egyptian, while Kelvin plays for Belgium. Okay, should we talk about it now or just one after break? Okay, Uncle Lion.
Yeah.
Because for Salah, that's his 24th Premier League goal.
Yeah.
What a signing he's been for Liverpool.
He's been a great guy since returning from AS Roma to the Premier League again. His second coming. He was with Chelsea, remember?
So now the problem, Ted.
Yes.
Sorry, I caught you because you just raised something.
Right.
Now the problem, Chelsea being the one selling great guys. Chelsea sold him off under Mourinho. Now, Kelvin also was sold by Chelsea.
Yeah.
These 2 guys have been massive. Even Lukaku, even though he's just trying to a former Chelsea player. And now Chelsea are in trouble, looking for striker. Giroud, Morata, Chelsea's in problem. Am I right? I'm just saying.
You are right.
Asking,
You're on point. You're on point.
Okay, because a caller could say it's not true.
So I think, Press, I think
Who is the best
the only thing that is going to make Kevin De Bruyne to be the Premier League player of the year is just for the trophy.
Okay.
Yes, that's it.
And okay, that is also
yes.
you can't, because if he wins the
Do you
trophy,
understand?
he has been so incredible with
if
passes.
Liverpool happens to, if at all Liverpool are on top right now,
It
if
should
they
be.
win the
There
trophy,
should be
there will
Mo
be no
Salah.
argument. Salah has been fantastic, irrespective of the
I
fact that
still
he's from
think it's
Africa.
between the 2 of them.
Do you understand?
Okay, Ted, thank you for that.
Thank
Ted, what's your take? Because he raised a very important
Vital
point
point.
also.
Yes.
Trying to look at the assist. Can you? Yes, somebody scored the goal, but somebody produced assist.
Yes.
And if you see Kelvin, his movement, he scored goals too,
Yes.
and he has those final passes that give good finishers just to slot it in, and he does that consistently with his side. Who is better this season for you?
For this season, for BBC to have given Mo Salah the BBC African Player of the Year wasn't a mistake.
Yeah.
For the EFL to have given him consistently for like almost 3 months EFL Player of the Month is not a mistake. He has won that consistently. Since Coutinho left to Barcelona, he has had to do an extra job. He comes to the midfield deep to pick balls and supply like what Messi does. He is an outright winger. He was at Chelsea as a winger, was like a bench warmer. He played a couple of games. Jose Mourinho didn't really like his style of play and sent him out on loan and then sold him to Roma. He came back to Liverpool better, having understood the English Premier League. They went to buy him. He's the best buy of the season so far. And I think even if he doesn't win, even if Liverpool doesn't win the Premier League, if you are voting based on credibility to give the best player of the tournament, maybe for the first time ever, captains and managers of clubs there and journalists who are permitted to vote will vote Mo Salah as the best player. If he continues to score every game, at least he has an average of 1 goal per game.
Absolutely. Okay, guys. If you just tune in your radio, you've not missed so much. Okay, we're still talking about the Premier League, and it's on Human Rights Radio 101.1 in the nation's capital. That is where we are transmitting live from. It's a cold atmosphere here in the studio. Okay, just trying to keep my composure on the right track. Let's go on a quick break. When we return, we'll still be tracking more. It will now be your turn. Oh, guys, sorry, keep that course. I know calls are coming in. Let's just go on this quick break. When we return, we'll start to pick more of your calls, and I would like you to compare Mo Salah with Calvin De Bruyne. Who is the better player if Man City wins the league? Won't it be better or be the right thing to give it to Calvin? But like they say, Mo Salah has been brilliant. Halftime at Anfield Stadium, it's Liverpool 1, Newcastle United and Neil. Stay with us.
101.
Alex Chamberlain pass in the area before shooting home, and that came in the 40th minutes between Liverpool and Newcastle United. And Mohamed Salah has scored for his 5th successive Premier League match to hand the advantage now to Liverpool. And as it stands, they lead already, and that has taken them straight to second position on the log on 60 points. 15 points adrift. Man City, who has a game at hand, that game will be against Chelsea tomorrow by 5 at Etihad Stadium, the home of Manchester City, and dropped Manchester United down to 3rd, also having a game at hand, although just a point adrift. 60 points. If Liverpool wins with this outcome, let me come to you. Wouldn't that be good, Uncle Lion? Would that be a very good one for Jurgen Klopp to be proud of again? Winning 1-0 against Newcastle at the end.
Yeah, it's going to be a nice result for them. Remember, Rafael Benitez was their former coach. Yeah. So coming back, you should expect a tough game. Yeah. So I think I will give it to, maybe it's going to end 2-0.
Oh,
in favor of Liverpool, yes.
Okay, but let me come to Happy Mary, because you predicted the game when it was still goalless in 37 minutes, and you said you think Liverpool will win. Now, you're on the verge of winning a second successive prediction correctly. I've got to ask you, what's the magic behind this? I pray this fails so that I could have a little bragging right. But as it stands now, you're on point. It's 1-0 Liverpool. And do you think they will sustain it?
Advantage, so I think they will sustain it.
You think they will sustain it?
Yes.
Okay, let's look at more games now. It's halftime now. Leganes 0, Malaga 0, Deportivo La Corona 1, Eibar 1 at halftime in Spain. And in Italian Serie A, where games also are going on. Okay, going on, it's still 67 minutes now. Lazio 0, Juventus 0. It's like this game is heading for a draw. Now, let's also go to Bundesliga, where some games are going down. Augsburg 0, Hoffenheim 2, full-time. Eintracht Frankfurt 1, Hannover 96 0, Hamburger 0, Mainz 05 0, Schalke 1, Hertha Berlin 0, Wolfsburg 1, Bayer Leverkusen 2, and it's halftime now. RB Leipzig played out a 1-1 draw against Borussia Dortmund. Almost like a result for me. I was like, come on, expecting onto the French League on. Okay, we've talked about that. Let's go to the line 081-8999-1011. 081-8999-1011. Before we dish out statistics that will be coming from the games to expect tomorrow. Like we said, let's go to Spain tomorrow. Atletico Madrid against Barcelona.
Yeah.
It's a big one. Do you agree with me?
Fantastic, completely. I agree with you.
So who are you tipping this time? Well, let me give just a little background about what I expect in that game. A KG encounter, as always. Atletico Madrid under Diego Simeone for the last 5 years has been very brilliant.
Yeah.
And I respect him for being consistent, keeping the team together, for a good consistency, playing at top level, playing Champions League 3 times, three finals in 4 seasons, even though lost all those finals, but also giving and also winning the league within the process, in 2013, 2014 season, and also competing, and now they are second to Barcelona.
Yeah.
They've cut the gap, just 5 points now.
Behind.
And is that not something Diego Simeone is not getting the praise like other managers are getting? Is it because it's La Liga or something? Don't you think it deserves more praise?
Yeah, praise. Diego Simeone, a former player of the Atletico Madrid, and now a coach. I think this is a great man that can survive in any league. He's doing very, very well at Atletico Madrid. And with the return of a former Chelsea striker.
Sorry, let me just hold you.
Okay.
Hello. Anytime we have... Hello.
Network is jamming.
Yes, I think there's been some traffic on the line. Maybe we need traffic warden here.
Okay.
Please, traffic warden on the line. Please help us clear the line. 081-8999-1011. That is the line to call. You were saying something about this side.
Okay, yeah.
Just continue.
I said, like I said, with the return of former Chelsea striker,
Diego Costa.
Diego Costa, You know, this guy, I think you've just mentioned Atletico Madrid playing 3 final in 4 years.
Yes, yeah.
I think if Diego Costa was not sold to Chelsea, they would have maybe won one of those. Yeah. Are you getting me?
You're
one
right.
of those finals.
You're
now,
right.
I am looking forward to them beating Barcelona tomorrow.
Wow.
So,
and Barcelona is at home. Now I will cut you. I will come to Happy Mary because she's smiling. Like, what are you predicting? Happy Mary, you've been very good in predicting. So anything you say, for me, I will take it first before I pick Uncle Lion's thoughts because you, at least to a large extent. So now let me hear you out. Barcelona against Atletico Madrid tomorrow.
For this one, I will be selfish. I'm not predicting based on predicting sake. I'm a fan of Barcelona.
Okay.
Okay.
I would support them whether they win or not. Say Barca all the way.
Barca all the way. Hello, welcome to the show.
Hello, good evening.
Oh, that's I guess that's D1.
Yeah, good evening. This is my guy.
Sorry, who's speaking?
This is D1 on the line.
All right, D1. Good to have you.
Thank you. Yeah, you heard you guys talking about Mo Salah.
Yes, and Kelvin and De Bruyne.
Yeah, if you look at the few individual players, they are great players on their own. And if you look at the way Mo Salah is playing presently, I think I will rate him above
Kelvin.
This will be the fact that when Coutinho left Liverpool, all the load is on him. That's why the fact we have Emilio and Sadio Mane. Whenever they don't come to party, it's the Mo Salah that is doing the damage for them. If you look at Manchester City, where we have Kevin De Bruyne, they have individual players, talented players on their own. But the type of player that they have in Manchester City is not what they have in Liverpool. So kudos must be given to him. When they award week in, week out, it's a pointer to the fact that he's a good player. Talking about Atletico Madrid and Barcelona, I just mentioned, their match will be coming up tomorrow. I think with the rest of Barcelona, their eyes is on the
Champions League.
Oh, it's not going to be easy for Atletico Madrid tomorrow.
Okay.
But I think at the end of the game can just go either way.
Either way, absolutely.
Coming out
and okay, before you leave, thanks, because you've analyzed other clubs very well. Now, just quickly, your thoughts on Brighton tomorrow against. I won't even believe you now because the one you said last time didn't come out. But your thoughts between Brighton and your side, your team tomorrow, Arsenal, and also, okay, just talk about that.
Talking about
Arsenal, you are losing
hi,
confidence. D1, yeah, D1. Happy Mary is saying hi. Everyone is saying hi.
Hi, Happy Mary.
Good evening, D1.
There is a campaign on ground already.
Tell us more.
But I think it's going to compound the whole issue. I believe Arsenal they will whitewash
Brighton.
Supporting them tomorrow too, so we're on the same side for once. D1.
3 matches in a row, they will come back smoking, walloping their opponent.
Okay. All right, D1, thank you so much. Maybe you drop the call and try to call us back again so that we can pick other callers. Thank you so much, D1. 081-89-99-10-11. 081-89-99-10-11. That's the studio line to call. Please be part of this. Okay, let me still stick to Happy Mary. I mean, you said you're going to give it to Barcelona because that is the team you support.
No, I'm in love with
Messi.
Actually, he plays for Barcelona, so that guy, all the way Barca.
I saw a news.
Praise, this is sentimental.
He's keeping himself for the World Cup.
What is sentimental? Somebody is good. You said it's sentimental. The guy is good.
No, Messi is good, but Happy Mary is saying that because she's in love with Messi, that's why they should win tomorrow.
Okay, let me ask you one question because I will support her here.
Okay.
Brighton, your prediction, Brighton against Arsenal, who should win?
Arsenal is picking back their form tomorrow. No.
So that's what some people would say.
No. I'm not that sentimental.
Okay, I get that.
Yeah.
I get that. There was one news I saw on. I don't know if I could just quickly go about it. How much Messi will earn for a friendly game with Israel, Argentina against Israel. In fact, that money is, I think, is over billions in naira.
Yeah.
Just for his appearance. For every touches in that game, there's some amount of money that will go to his account. I miss being although I was a good footballer.
Yeah.
Don't let me hype myself here. But unfortunately, all this parent stuff. They didn't allow us
I think you cannot compare yourself with Messi. Lionel Messi is from another planet.
You're right. Second wife, please.
Sorry. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, welcome to the show.
What position is Manchester United now on the log?
They dropped down to third because Liverpool are leading now.
With a game at hand.
Yeah. So and Manchester United have 59 points after 28 games. While Liverpool, because they are leading 1-0 now, they are on 60 points. So they are second.
All right. Okay. This is Daume calling from Dapa.
Okay, good to have you, Elder. So what are you looking forward to tomorrow?
I will surely do so.
No, I said, what are you looking forward to in that game? Because you're asking of Man U. Oh, sorry, Monday night. It's going to be Crystal Palace against Manchester United.
Does Man U have match tomorrow?
No, it's on Sunday by 8 against Crystal Palace at Selhurst Park.
It's on Monday.
Monday.
Sorry, Monday.
Yeah.
Mondays, yeah.
They are playing who?
Crystal Palace at Selhurst Park, away from home.
Okay. No matter what, I know Man U will excel.
Okay. Thank you so much for that. All right, just Barcelona lineup. What we might likely say: Marc-Andre Stegen at goal, Gerard Piqué, Jordi Alba, Sergio Roberto, Samuel Umtiti, Ivan Rakitic, Sergio Busquets, Andres Iniesta, Denis Suarez, Lionel Messi, absolutely, and Philippe Coutinho. So we could see Coutinho tomorrow, and the coach is Ernesto Valverde. For Atletico Madrid, we could see Jan Oblak, Diego Godin, Felipe Luis, Semen Viasescu, Jose Gimenez, Thomas Koke, Saul Niguez, Gabi, Anton Griezmann, and Diego Costa. And the coach is Diego Simeone. Just quickly, let's look at likely lineup for Manchester City and, of course,
Chelsea.
And Chelsea.
Yeah.
Elderson, Morins, expected to be at goal. Kyle Walker also should be part of that. Danilo, Vicente Kompany, Lucas Otamendi, Igor Godigan, Kelvin De Bruyne, Leroy Sané, Bernardo Silva, David Silva, and Sergio Aguero. I think this is likely squad that actually faced Arsenal. The coach is Joseph Guardiola. Why for Chelsea fans? You might likely play the 3-4-3 tomorrow. Thibaut Courtois at goal, Anthony Rudiger, Andre Christensen, Cesar Azpilicueta, Marcos Alonso, Cesc Fabregas, N'Golo Kante, Victor Moses, Eden Hazard. Yes, our Nigerian guy should play tomorrow. And Moses. Pedro, Rodis Grace, William. Again, Antonio Conte might not. I'm not sure this is the starting lineup, okay? Because that will be released a few hours to the game. Yeah. But these are just probable
expected lineup.
Exactly, expected lineup. So against, it looked like a William who start expected. He's been brilliant against some oppositions, but I'm not seeing Giroud here. If it goes this way, could it be a good aroma for the fans, Chelsea fans tomorrow? Is that a good lineup? If it happens.
When you have Morata.
Okay, he's out.
He's out?
He's not there. Did I mention
Morata?
Did I mention Morata now?
Check. No. If there is no Morata, I think there should be Pedro.
Okay, there is, I said Victor Moses, Eden Hazard, Pedro, William.
Okay.
No Morata.
Okay. So Giroud will be coming from the bench.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Let's look at Arsenal's formation, likely formation tomorrow. What it could look like before they take on Brighton. Okay, well, we're just trying to get that across now. Maybe we should switch focus. It's 2-0. Liverpool 2, Newcastle United 0.
I said it.
Oh, Happy Mary getting got you closer.
I said it.
She's getting closer to her prediction. It's 2-0. This time is also one of the forward. If it's not Mo Salah, it will likely be Firmino. If it's not Firmino, it will likely be Sadio Mane. This time it's Sadio Mane. And that goal came in the 55th minute. And that could be that at Anfield. Absolutely, that could just be that. It's so easy for the host who cut straight through the middle of the Newcastle defense with Roberto Firmino, and the Brazilian sees Sadio Mane's run, play him in, and the Senegalese dispatches confidently. It's Liverpool 2, Newcastle United 0. And just a chance, there was a huge penalty shot before that particular goal for the host as Andy Robertson see up Mo Salah on the edge of the box. Jamal Lacazette put his body on the line to block the shot, and it looks like it catches his arm. Appeals wave away by Graham Scott. This Graham Scott, I so much love his officiating because of amazing way he tries to shoulder off penalty kicks and legs. So, 55th minute, Liverpool 2 already. And let me quote one person now before we're rounding up, and that is a Premier League pundit, Jim Benklin. He's also a commentator. He said, unlike the first half, when they helped Newcastle by being a little sloppy, Liverpool have opened up the second half with more intensity, tries a sharpness about them. There is a sharpness about them that wasn't there in the first half. It's the awareness of Firmino, and it's appreciated by Mane, whose movements were most excellent. So it's 2-0 now. Your predictions almost getting across. We're almost rounding up. We should be rounding up shortly on the show. So let me come to you, Happy Mary. It's like it's going to end this way. It's looking like that now.
Yes. So
Liverpool 2-0?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to the line. I want to pick us, but I mean, it's just not working. Okay, studio line 081-8999-1011. Okay, 081-8999-1011. We will do that. Okay, just after this, let's quickly go on a very quick break, okay? When we return, we'll try to track a few stories before we leave the studio. Please, if you just joined us, this is Human Rights Radio 101.1, live from the nation's capital, Abuja, precisely. Stay with us. It was a call to prayer, very fundamental for existence. Now 62 minutes in the Premier League. Liverpool 2, Newcastle United 0. Let's quickly look at all the games going down across different match venues because we expect as Italian Serie A, it's 8 minutes of action. Lazio 0, Juventus 0. Oh goodness, that game edging closer to a goalless draw. Now to Spanish La Liga. Okay, Deportivo La Corona now 1, Eibar 1, 62 minutes. Leganes 2, Malaga 0, 65th minute. Don't forget Real Madrid tonight. And Atletico Madrid against Barcelona at Camp Nou in the home of Barcelona tomorrow. Now let's go quickly to Bundesliga just to give you what's happening and the French League on. Okay, before we will do that. Now, let me give you some statistics again in the Premier League. Sadio Mane's goal was the 200th that Liverpool have scored in the Premier League under Jurgen Klopp since he was appointed. Only Man City, 214, have scored more often in competition. And for me, that is an exciting statistics. If you miss the way Sané scored, he doubles the advantage for Liverpool, rushing on to a disguised pass from Roberto Firmino before prodding home for the Reds tonight. Now, we'll be leaving the studio so soon. I don't want to leave, but come on, I've got to go. But let's quickly talk about, I don't know, I'm hammering on Arsene Wenger just, in a few 2 minutes now. I will come to you quickly. Okay. Now, Arsene Wenger's side we saw had in like 10, 15 years ago, Pascal Singan, Jose Antonio Reyes, Ray Parlour, these guys were very good. Then his bench camp, the kind of ball they were playing is better than what we're seeing now. And now this Arsenal side is Kosafik. You see players that are not Bellerin. It looks like almost like the best player in that team. What is wrong? What has changed about these two sides? And is it time for Wenger to leave that club?
Praise. I think Arsene Wenger has run out of ideas.
Okay.
He has run out of ideas. Back in the days, during the time of the likes of Kanu Nwankwo and the rest of them, they had leaders in the team. And there was this man called David Dean, who was the Arsenal vice chairman by then. I think he was the one in charge of buying players by then. It wasn't really Arsene Wenger who was in charge of buying players by then. So it was when Patrick Vieira was sold to Juventus, the man got angry and sold his share and left. Right from that time till this point, my brother, Arsenal has not been doing well anymore. Again.
But so, let me just quickly ask you because of time. Do you think it's time for him to go? Is it the time?
It has overdue.
It should.
For Arsene Wenger to go home. Honestly, no.
Is it time to leave now?
Yeah, the only thing he has, the only luck he has is that he has the backing of the board.
Okay.
That's all.
Please hold your thought because of time. Okay. Happy Mary, is it time for Arsene Wenger to go? Arsenal coach.
Yes, it's time for him to go.
All right, guys. It's still Liverpool 2, Newcastle United 0 at Anfield Stadium, and it's 65th minute of action. We can't do more. Don't forget tomorrow, Nasarawa Maison against, I will keep talking about that, against Rivers Angels at Agege Stadium in the championship, expected to go down by 4 tomorrow. And don't forget in the Nigerian Professional Football League, now tomorrow at Dan Ayam Stadium, Heartland against Lobby Stars at Lafayette City Stadium. You can watch that one on TV. Nasarawa United against Wiki Tourists, Rivers United at Yakub Gowon Stadium in Rivers against Ifeanyi Uba, Abia Warriors at Omoku in Rivers against Kwara United, Academy Warriors against Niger Tornadoes, Plateau United, champions of the league against Obe Desert, and Kano Pillars at Sani Abacha Stadium in Kano against Go Round FC, Sunshine Stars of Akure against Enugu Rangers at Akure, of course, and that will be by tomorrow 4. So you can still travel if you're traveling out of town to watch this game. Don't forget as well that you can download our mobile app at Google Play Store. Okay, just type Human Rights Radio. You will see it there. We are also streaming live on Facebook. You can go to Human Rights Radio. You see us there. Don't forget as well at www.humanrightradio.org. My name is Praise Alunga. It's been a wonderful time doing this with you. Thank you so much, guys, for being part of the show. A special thanks to my great Octopus, and my co-host as well, Happy Mary. It's been a pleasure once again. Thank you so much for coming.
Same here, Praise.
And of course, 101, the first show with my good friend, Uncle Lion. It's been wonderful. Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much.
And don't forget, guys, tonight is Lewis Otis against Deontay Wilder. It is a WBC boxing expected to go down in New York tonight. I'm signing out now. My name is Praise Alonge. I'm smart and slick. Stay out of trouble, relax, and enjoy a good and an amazing weekend. Stay out of trouble, please.
1.1